Just welcome back everybody after our little break. This is the second session on the Discovering Buddhism of Karma. So we're going to start with a meditation. But first of all we'll be doing our refuge and bodhicitta prayers. So if you have your prayer handy and then get into a meditation posture. And bring your mind into the present moment. Withdraw your attention from all the things you did earlier and all the things that you're going to do later. And then think about why you're sitting here, the reason you've made an effort to come out today. And you can acknowledge what are short-term, focused on yourself motivation. And maybe somewhere too you had some motivation that was also focused on others. And then expand that so that you're being without any discrimination, not selecting some people over others, but holding everybody in equal regard. And coming to a teaching and session to focus on karma, which is about purification. Because it's only through purifying your own mind that you're able to benefit others more fully. So when we recite the prayer, we are relying on the Buddha, who's our teacher, the Dharma, the teachings that lead us from suffering, and the Sangha, those who've already realized emptiness and are on the path, having established bodhicitta as their motivation. So, with refuge to these three jewels, and with the wish to achieve bodhicitta, the wish to attain enlightenment for the benefit of others, we recite the prayer. If you don't wish to recite, then just meditate. Dang soke chok nam la, janchu batu dagni kapsuchi. Dagi Jangiki Perluki Trola Penchi Sange Trubasho Sange Chotang Soki Chognamla Chanchu Batu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chanyingi Pe Sonam Ki Drola penche sange drupala shoni. Ge chodang sokhi chognam la. Chancho padu dagni kyab suchi. Dagi chanyingi pe solaki. Drola penche sange drupala shoni. So I'd like you to recall an action that you regret. And we're going to focus on that in this meditation, applying the 4 opponent powers, the 4 steps towards purifying that action. So you can choose an action. It doesn't have to be a huge action, but some action you regret. So we're thinking about an action that was non-virtuous, that could lead to suffering for yourself in the future. It may have caused suffering for you at the time or others. And this is about taking responsibility. It's not about feeling bad about yourself. We are on a journey towards enlightenment. We are going to make mistakes. And it's really important that we take responsibility for these. And with regret, we have the opportunity to purify these actions so that we don't go on creating negative karma associated with them. So it's an opportunity. So consider the reasons for your regret. And you can think about this both in terms of yourself, any pain you felt associated with this action, and the pain it may cause you in future through the negative karma it may have created. And also the harm to others or another. And so it's particularly important to have compassion for any other being that was affected by your action, because like you, they do not want suffering or the causes of suffering. And remember, this is about acknowledging, openly recognizing the harm to yourself or others. But it's not about beating yourself up in some way. This way we can face things more openly and honestly. And also have self-compassion. So this power of regret is the first step. And this is followed by the second step, which is the power of the basis. And here we think about the three jewels that we took refuge in earlier, and the fact that they can protect you. And they protect you by protecting your mind from creating non-virtue, by following the teachings, the Dharma, the example of the Buddha, the support and example of the Sangha. They're a source of refuge and protection. So focus on a very strong conviction that you can rely on the three jewels to lead you from suffering. And by relying on the three jewels, you can also develop the mind of bodhicitta, the motivation of wishing to attain enlightenment for the benefit of others. So strongly make this aspiration, the wish to attain enlightenment, for the sake of all living beings. And then we come to the third power, the power of the remedy, the recitation of the mantra of Vajrasattva, which is a mantra of purification, relying on the deity Vajrasattva, who is white in colour. And you can imagine in front of you that Vajrasattva is there. Emanating light. You can visualize in front of you or on the crown of your head, but you should imagine that the light comes from Vajrasattva and cleanses through your whole body. White, purifying light as you say the Vajrasattva mantra, with a strong conviction that saying this mantra and relying on the power of the mantra, that you can purify this action that you now regret. So the mantra is Om Vajrasattva Hum, and we'll recite it together. Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Vajrasattva Hum, Om 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 Vajrasattva Hum. 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 Vajrasattva Hum. Om 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 Vajrasattva Hum. Vajrasattva Hum. Om 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 Vajrasattva Hum. Sattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva 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 Hum. Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Sattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum. And you can visualize that Vajrasattva becomes very small, dissolves through the crown of your head down your central channel and comes to rest at your heart. And you can have strong conviction that through the power of this mantra, made upon the basis of regret and the basis of taking refuge in bodhicitta, that this has purified this karma. And now it's important to make a determination that you won't repeat the same action. And you may not feel this is realistic, that you can't say I won't repeat that for all time, but at least perhaps choose a time that you think you can keep this commitment for. If it's for the rest of this session this afternoon, or a day, or a week. So be realistic and choose your own time. So this completes the practice of the 4 opponent powers. This last one is the power of determination.